Hey everyone, this is Samlock24, and today I have for you a third version of the Gemini deck. Now this is the actual version that I wanted to play. The deck's extremely fun. However, you do waste a ton of resources, and I think it has the same problems that all the other Gemini decks have, and that is that you waste too many resources for not enough in return. Now, what this deck tries to do, what you want to do is you want to swarm with a Scorpion, summon a Golem. After that, tribute the Golem for a insect imitation, and then get either the Grasschopper or a Millennium Scorpion. Now, this deck was kind of hard to make because I had to farm a ton for the insect imitations, and then I had to farm the Weevil for the Grasschopper too, and he doesn't tend to give out Graschoppers that easily. And the Millennium Scorpions, everything's basically the deck is almost free, but you do have to play a ton in order to obtain it, because the butterflies cost a ton of SR jewels, and so do the Golems don't as much, but the Scorpions do. And then you have to farm for the 2 enemy controllers, you have to farm for the 3 insect imitations, you have to farm for basically anything. The mirror walls and the Michasure aren't really needed, they're just there for extra protection, and neither is the Sphere Creep, but you can just replace those cards with whatever it is you have. The core of the deck is the Geminis, and basically the deck is almost free as long as you have the time to grind for it, and you have the time to go ahead and farm Weevil and Odeon, I think it's for the Millennium Scorpion. And then everything else you get from the card trader, and the enemy controllers you get from Kaiba. So this is a farmable deck that you can obtain if you have enough, I guess that they're keys, and if you have enough time, and if you have the correct farm deck. If you haven't seen my farm deck, I do have it in a different video here in my channel. I will leave a description down or a link down in the description so you can take a look at it. And but I did have to farm a ton in order to get this deck. The deck's extremely fun, but I think it's only good till, I'm guessing, Platinum 1 or maybe even Platinum 2, as it doesn't have enough support. And most of the time, you do need that extra 1 card that you end up wasting with the insect imitation, because you're basically using 2 cards in order to summon the Grasschopper or summon the Millennium Scorpion. So that going negative is it's kind of tough, because you don't have all that card advantage, and you're always going negative for not much in return. And so you only do need 1 Grasschopper. You don't need 2. So just forget about getting 2. It doesn't really matter, because you do run insect imitation, and once you have that 1, you can recycle it with the butterfly, and then you can just keep going and going with the butterfly. So you don't need the Grasschopper. And in order to make insect imitation always live, I did run the Millennium Scorpion to go ahead and have a second target for insect imitation, just in case you have the Grasschopper already out on the field. And I am running through to go ahead and put either of the targets, the Grasschopper or the Scorpion, back in the deck, so you can imitation them out. And the deck is surprisingly good, since you run the Scorpion, and what you want to do is you summon Scorpion, summon a Golem or a Butterfly, tribute the Butterfly for imitation, and then attack for massive damage. And this deck seems to be throwing out OTKs every now and then. If your opponent goes first and he summons anything over 17 attack, and you have an enemy controller with insect imitation, you most of the time will win that game that same turn if he doesn't have any defensive spells or traps. So what you do is you'll summon the Scorpion, summon Golem, tribute it for imitation, and then tribute your Scorpion with enemy controller to take control of their 17 attack monster. And the Grasschopper is 2350 and they're 17, so that's already a total of 4,000, so you win the game. And you'll see me do it a couple of times in the games I'm about to show you. So again, the deck I think is going to be more of a casual deck, and it does suffer from the same things that the other Gemini decks suffer from. And let me know if you have some sort of a different version of this deck in the comments below. I do have like 3 different versions already of it. I'll link them down in the description as well. So I think that's gonna be it for today. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down there in the comment section. And enjoy the rest of the video.